So I watched the show Forever on Netflix and I loved it. I loved it. And I want to hone in on something, just one something about the show. So I highly recommend it for everyone, especially young human beings that may have the opportunity to watch this show. Watch it. And one of the takeaways that I got like right away as soon as the show started is Keisha Clark, right? And you see this human being that has the facade, right, of just being unbothered and things like that, right? But automatically you're like, at least for me, I was like, there's something there. There's a story there. And I love how the actress pull that out while keeping it inside. You see what I'm saying? It's like it takes a special kind of acting to be able to do that, to be able to hide while it still show that there's something there that you're hiding from the audience. And I loved her acting and I love that character and I love what it showed to the audience, and that is the importance of young people having or finding a trusted adult in their lives. That's what I want to talk about in this video. Y'all ready? Forever on Netflix is just one of those shows that will stay with me. It's a young adult story, right? But the themes, they are layered, they're heavy and heartbreakingly real. So Keisha Clark's story grabbed me from the first episode. We find out earlier on that she's gone through revenge porn. But it's not as simple as that. And you won't know that until you go through the series. And I don't want to have spoilers here because I want you all to watch it. The way that is revealed is without sensationalism. And that's the part that makes it even more powerful. It wasn't used as a plot device. It was part of her trauma, her history, her day-to-day existence. And from that moment, I knew that this show wasn't just going to shy away from the hard stuff. And once again, the way that that actress carries that pain from episode to episode is very special. And while the character doesn't tell many people, you see it. You see? And you can tell she's trying to move on, trying to be normal, to have a crush, to go to school, to just be a teen. But how do you do that when someone has taken your vulnerability and weaponized it against you? That's wild. And the emotional whiplash that she experiences, and you see that episode to episode, between hiding her pain and trying to be present in her life and trying to also shield herself from further violations. It's something that I don't think we talk enough about when it comes to survivors, especially teen girls that go through things like this. And then enter Justin, her love interest. I love Justin. Such a geek, so awkward. I love him. And the relationship is sweet, is awkward as well. I mean, it's honest, is full of the feelings. And it comes with that love, that genuine young people love. But neither of them are equipped to handle what Keisha has gone through, and that really is the reality of it, not just in this series, but most of the time in real life as well, is that when young people go through this thing, revenge porn, it's not something that most of them are equipped to handle on their own. And while Keisha finally like gets it off her chest and tells Justin about it, and you can tell it kind of helps, it's still neither of them are able to really to fix it, to be able to find a way where Keisha can truly and honestly be able to break away from that trauma, right? Or be able to, in a healthy way, overcome that, you know. And mind you, that trauma, those scars will forever be yours. But unless you're able to fruitfully work through that, then you will carry it without healing from it. So it's a difference between carrying it while healing from it or being healed from it, and carrying it while not healing from it. It's two different types of carries there, or three different types of carries there, I should say. And that's what I noted, and I love how the show portray that, in a way, telling young human beings, hey, we know you go through things like this. We know this is a horrible thing to go through. First of all, we know that it happens, but here's a better way to handle it. And long and behold, finally, when Keisha tells her mom, but then the reaction that her mom has, I'm like, oh God, no. Like, no, not that reaction, please, not that reaction. uh but nevertheless, eventually the characters come through. But what I took away from all of that is how important it is for young people to have that trusted adult in their lives, so that way they're able to have that guide to help them navigate through complex things like this, because it's so complex. It goes into the realm of legality, immoral and unethical actions towards another human being. But then the teen feels so ashamed, and because it happens, and they have a sense of guilt, and they have a sense of that they've done something wrong, and therefore they should carry the burden solely on their shoulders, because they feel culpable about what happened. And that's what you see in Keisha when she finally like breaks through and tells her mom. She's like, I allowed this to happen. I was okay with this happening. If anything, I even sent it to, her boyfriend at the time, because she trusted this person, but then the trust was violated. And, it was this very vulnerable moment and private moment was then made public by this person that she trusted. And if you can imagine that trust being broken more than once, it's horrible to go through that, and then to have other people judge you as well based on this very private moment. Also, it's like a violation that occurs over and over and over again, and somebody having to still walk, right, the space with the people that are outwardly judging her because of this. It's just a horrible feeling to have. So that's why, like, that character pulled me in right away, because the pain was very palpable there. It's such a great show to watch. The themes. Oh my goodness, they are there, and they will wrap you in and bring you in. Please watch it. Please watch it. But another thing too, besides just the message of like, hey, young human beings, always have that trusted guide or mentor there that can guide you through complex problems such as this. But then there's also the note there, the message there, that it's okay to be in love, and it's also okay to separate yourself from that love when you feel like that love may keep you stagnant, may keep you from growing. And I thought that was such a mature thing to show in there from those two young human characters that they were portraying. I love it. Such a smart move. Like, whoever wrote this, God, you're awesome. I loved it. And it's so true. It is so true. I've been there, and I know you listening to this that you've probably been through something like this, where you're like, I love this person, but currently this person in this timeline that I am in my life is not the best thing for me in the moment. And it's okay. It doesn't mean that the love is not valid. It doesn't mean that this is not the kind of love worth pursuing, just not in this moment, perhaps later on. And that is like the biggest overall lesson here, because these two characters, Justin and Keisha, they loved one another. You can tell they love one another. But then it comes to a point there towards the end when they're graduating and they're making these big lifelong decisions, such as where we're going to college and what am I going to major in. These are big lifelong decisions, right? That young humans make every single day. And they think about that, and it's such a mature thing to do. God, I want young people to see this show. Like Justin comes to the conclusion, and he's like, you know what? I am using you to not move any further. I am using you as this kind of like this thing that I want to hold on to, just so that way I can procrastinate and not do the other very important things in my life. And then Keisha as well came to her own realization that she was like, I want to go to Howard. I want Howard to be my experience, just my experience. And that is very valid. That is very valid for her to want to have that experience for herself without the burden, or without the idea of having to also share it with somebody else, or also having to like share her time with Justin. I keep trying to call him Justin, right? And that's very valid, because this has been her dream for so long, that I can understand like her envisioning herself in this dream, like having no room for Justin. And that is okay, because those 4 years is about her and her Howard experience. And she's not selfish for envisioning it that way or wanting it to be that way. Just like Justin is not selfish for saying, you know what, I need a break because I am using you right now to stay away from what I really want to do. And you see, so two different reasons why they needed to separate from one another, but very valid still. And that's what I loved about Forever on Netflix. It's so realistic, so powerful, yet so loving. I love it. I love the messages in this show. Please give it a watch. Please give it a watch. Oh, it is a show that I will continue to talk about, and it is a show that will stay with me, that I'll continue to think about. That's how powerful it was. For the writers, you are awesome. You are awesome. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.